What's going on, guys? WhiteFox1225 here with another video, and today we're talking about my beta review of Star Wars Battlefront. So it was really exciting to step in this game for this week and get to try it out. I had a really good time. So in this video I'm going to tell you guys what I liked, what I didn't like, and what I think needs to be tweaked before the actual launch of the game, and stuff that needs some fixing and all that good stuff. So let's get into what I liked about the game, because there was quite a bit that I did like. First off, the setting and the graphics are awesome. You really feel like you're in a huge Star Wars battle. Now, I'm not even that big of a fan of the series, but just stepping into these battles, they felt huge, they felt awesome. The graphics were spot on for the locations. They felt really great, and again, this game graphically is just beautiful. Really stands heel to heel with like Crisis or any of the other Battlefield games. It looks really great, and yeah, there's just an epic feel of a huge Star Wars battle. So if you're a Star Wars fan, you're really gonna like these settings and where the maps are and all that stuff. So moving on, let's talk about the gameplay. I really liked, the amount of health, how fast-paced the gameplay was. I expected it to kind of feel like a reskin Battlefield game in Star Wars, setting, but it really didn't. It's a really unique game of its own. It feels different than, anything I've ever played before. Really unique, just a really, definite sense of Star Wars gameplay. So really good job with that. I love the interface. I absolutely love the interface. I'm so glad. I was actually logging in. I was feeling some anxiety about having to go through battle log. I was so thankful that this game doesn't use it. It has a super clean, nice looking interface. It's just really easy to hop in a game. I never had any loading screens or anything like that. It was really quick, and they did a really good job with that. So I'm really glad we're not using battle log this time. In terms of the guns, I like how we unlock them by the currency. I wish it went a little bit more towards Battlefield Hardline, where we didn't have to unlock them by rank. If we just earned the amount of points, we could just unlock the gun. It's a little different. You still have to earn points to unlock weapons, but you have to be a certain level. So not quite like Hardline. I wish they did it a little more like the last game. I really liked the different game modes. Drop pods was really great, really fast paced, kind of smaller. Then you had the bigger game mode, which is Walker Assault. Now, Walker Assault is really fun. It can be a really great time, but it can also be a terrible time. They need to do a lot of balancing and stuff. The Empire and the team with the Walkers is just so overpowered. They win. I've played probably 20 matches of this game mode, and every single time the team with the Walkers wins. They're completely overpowered, and they need a lot of balancing. I also feel like maybe with Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker, it's a little overwhelming. There's just too much stuff going on at once, and they're really, really hard to kill. And I feel like they give just that one player a great time, it kind of ruin the time of everyone else. So I really think those should just either be toned down or just removed from the game completely. So that game mode needs a lot of balancing. I'm sure that's why they're testing it during the beta, but they definitely need to fix that, because again, I played about 20 times, and the team with the Walkers wins all the time, and literally the Rebels did not win once. So they really need to fix that. Moving on to the survival game mode, I had a pretty good time with it. We only got a little look at it in the beta, but it was pretty fun. But honestly, it's nothing too special. Kind of the same thing you've seen in any horde style co-op. I only played alone. I didn't actually play with a friend, but I can tell it's just going to be kind of, horde based, just kind of like a standard thing that they put in the game. It's definitely not the main draw of the game. It was kind of fun, but it's not the thing where you're going to log in and say oh, let's have some great time playing survival. It's going to be kind of a thing you do when you get bored of multiplayer. So nothing too special there, and honestly, it's just kind of like a basic thing that they added to the game. Nothing huge and nothing really worth talking about anymore. It was, it was fun, but it wasn't great or anything I would look to go back to. I definitely wouldn't buy the game for the co-op or anything like that. Now let's move into the stuff that I didn't like about the beta. So there wasn't too much. One thing that I really didn't like was the guns. Now, the guns are a huge issue for me in this game. They all feel exactly the same. There's 4 guns you can use in the beta, and honestly, after using them for 20 minutes, I was really bored. They fire the same. They make the same pew 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 sound. They look pretty similar, and there's nothing special about them. And I think the main reason it is because there's no recoil. There's no side to side sway with the weapons. They fire, besides the rate of fire, exactly the same. In Battlefield, we so used to having awesome guns where you had to mod them and do different things to them to make them the kind of gun you wanted. And unlocking new stuff for your gun was kind of a big part of Battlefield, and a really fun thing about Battlefield was trying new guns and seeing what worked for you. There's no sense of that in this game. game. As far as I can tell, at least in the beta, you can't even mod the guns at all. They all feel really plain and just exactly like each other. Another thing is that since there's no recoil, there's a lot more, bullet deviation in terms of where the bullets go, and a lot of times it just feels like just luck whether you're hitting your target or not. Like if you're aiming at someone, you might only be hitting them 50% of the time depending on the distance, and I get that, but since there's no recoil control and there's no skill, it really ends up just feeling like luck whether you're hitting someone or not. So I'm not a huge fan of the guns in this game. They could do a lot of things to make them better. They could, one, add recoil. I know that's probably not true of the Star Wars universe, but they could do that. They could just change the way the guns work a little bit, just to make them a little more different from each other, because honestly, with the guns in the beta, there's not that much that you can tell the difference between the two. So I'm not a huge fan of that, but it is what it is. But that's my major complaint, I think, with the beta, is probably the weapons. Now you can also use abilities when you're playing the game. There's stuff like a grenade, there's a sniper rifle that you can quickly use, there's a jetpack, there's a bunch of cool stuff. I think some of them need a bit of a longer cooldown. I was using some of them and it was just like I could keep throwing grenades, and the grenades are actually pretty powerful. So I think some of them need a little bit longer cooldown, especially the grenade. That's one thing. The jetpack is really fun to use. They definitely bring a little bit of taste and flavor to the multiplayer, so I definitely really like them. So I think if they just balance a few of them, they'll be a really great addition to the game. But other than that, my only complaints are the Walker Assault needs some balancing, and then obviously the game just needs some more balancing in general because it is a beta. That's kind of what it's there for. The guns need a huge overhaul to make them fun, and then that's pretty much it. So I really enjoyed my time playing Battlefront. I can say after playing the beta that I'm definitely going to pick it up. I did have some performance issues at first. The first couple days I didn't, and then it started lagging a lot, and when I started recording, I had a lot of issues with my recording software. That's why you can see it lags sometimes when you're watching. So it was a pretty big issue for me, and that was kind of unfortunate, but hopefully the lag is fixed by the time the game actually releases. But I hope you guys enjoyed watching the video. Like I said, if you haven't played the beta, I definitely would recommend picking this game up because I really liked it. Even if you're not a Star Wars fan, I'm not, and I really enjoyed playing the game. So make sure you guys check out my future videos. I'm definitely going to be covering the game when it actually launches, doing a review and all that good stuff. So if you like what you see, give the video a like. If you want to check out my Twitter and Instagram, you can do so in the description below. And if you want to see more, as always, subscribe. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.